Where's the script right now? Where do we start? It's just that section. Just that section. All right. Just wait for. All right. I have no voice, so Russ is gonna help me out. Good morning, Atlanta South. Yeah. Laryngitis. How about that? All right. Good morning. 1 Million Cups is a weekly event started by the Kaufman Foundation and is currently held in more than 130 communities across the nation with the goal of caffeinating entrepreneurs nationwide every Wednesday. And every Wednesday, those communities, meet to give each other support, encouragement, and feedback over a cup of coffee. Our community meets here at Rome in the town of Trillith every Wednesday morning from 9 to 10. And 1 or 2 early stage startups will present their companies to a diverse audience of their peers, mentors, educators, and advisors. Before we get things started, I want to acknowledge and thank our community sponsors, Rome for providing our beautiful space, Jason Hunter Design for volunteering their time and resources to organize and promote this event, Edwin Jarvis for the high quality flyers that we're able to distribute around town, and Counterculture for the coffee. Our presentation this morning is from Black Sisters in STEM, or Black SIS. They are on a mission to build the largest talent pipeline of Black college women in STEM while preparing them with culture competency, technical skill set, and inclusive leadership skills to meet the demands of the emergent workforce. At the end of their presentation, they will be asked, what can we as a community do for you? Which will start the Q&A portion of the program. Is that it?
They're running behind the traffic.
Running a little behind.
A YouTube video.
You're going to play the YouTube video?
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
very good. Enjoy.
Right.
I remember one time in high school, I went to the staff common room to speak to one of our professors. He asked me, what do you want to be? And I said, I'm going to be a computer scientist. All I heard was laughter. I heard one of the teachers say with a smug smile on his face, computer science is a man's world. You should go into something more womanly. I said to myself that I would never become a computer scientist. Fast forward to after I graduated from university, having not done computer science, I saw an ad and I decided to apply. This community is rewriting the story of many Black college women around the world who are struggling to get into opportunities for STEM. I found a safe space where I could be everything that I had dreamed of being. A safe space where people who looked like me were encouraged and empowered to understand that they could do anything that they set their minds to.
Yeah, logo's really cool. So they keep saying that there's some traffic apparently it's sort of than they thought. So they're still on. Yeah, I don't know where they. So we are live, but. Yeah. So since they're not here yet, I'll just stop sharing the screen, but I'll let everybody in on our socialization. Yeah.
What's the name of that?
What's up?
We were the group that said that they would do live classes. Young husband, wife, and twins. Do you remember the name of that?
Yeah. When my son was born, he turns 1 next week. Thank you. Those 2 and 1 more on the way. Yeah.
Yeah. He's got 4. His wife calls him Dave.
Thanks. We got old boys.
Come on, Jason. Somehow there's somebody embarrassed as a daughter.
Oh, your oldest.
My oldest is a girl, and then the boy is a boy, and then the one coming is a boy.
Parents.
What did she do?
I almost burned through all that.
Oh, yeah.
Just overseeing. What's your favorite? You more of a one person?
I love that. But what I do want to know, your son is one, and you're gonna have just a unique personality. Okay, so. Yeah, we're gonna check back with you in like the summer. That'd be great.
Will it get slowed in?
I've been through it.
Yeah.
Basically, that's.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, we got a great God. God, great with that.
Wow.
They're really strong team. It's our mom today.
Okay. Maybe my older brother.
They think y'all are twins. So you have to be.
And I have.
Yours was
So
okay.
one that's undergirl. So. You got that?
We get that. Yeah.
Shit, on the spring there?
Every single thing that the lady said, I just need,
So, I might play.
so I'm thinking of an answer.
It's your money.
And I took the very first master class. we had.
Yeah.
So every single word she said, I'm trying to get kids not to get burned because they don't understand. I'm gonna go do about five.
Man, I just moved here, so.
With Judy reminding me back then, and everything she said. I was like, yeah. It wasn't built up for me.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. So I was,
I think that.
I was just when they wanted to do. I'm gonna go ahead and get, what's the school that goes to Greek, and, my wife,
They would announce.
trying to settle down. But they-
And I was 3 board games and I'm taking class.
That's a commercial lot.
So they spoke and. Oh, no, we got it down, and I may have, so I was.
Really,
Not
should
two
have provided,
days.
is it
Two days?
Okay, I
So
like
that's kind of what we did a year ago, so.
Well, no.
Yeah. My wife is a teacher,
I'll be watching.
and,
Teaching here. Okay, what county? Clayton, okay.
yeah, we live in.
You know, okay, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't say my society.
I like what you do. Okay. You very, from holidays, or you doing some- No, I think it's- Oh, my God.
Right?
Next year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
There are
That's
some
why I
options.
like.
There's some options that he plays now.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
Other than the writing series,
you gotta, like, you gotta get the common part.
every screenplay that. We're pretty much almost ready to start. We've already shot a few scenes.
Yeah.
Already cranked it out.
So-
It's 12 minutes.
You didn't have.
The Southern Entrepreneur. She called it Southern Entrepreneur. You know the Southern Entrepreneur? It's like, about 50 and something.
Yes.
We followed them, so it was- well, that's New Jersey.
Yeah.
And it was coming here, it was like, it's me, like, Jason, we get this option. Free videos. But,
Yeah.
great business. All the time. Things about sudden smell.
Yeah.
And I live in, I don't know, but it encourages people because we're getting and we just gotta breathe. So like some of the giving them a voice that you're on. So we've got. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to post inspirational stuff on the start page. Just.
Yeah, I agree.
For when you're. You ever have ideas?
Yeah. Right. And I have. Yeah. Your wife. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Talks about the time.
How much is this? You asked that question. Yeah, and we got, the marching band too. Like, we really make them up. Videos and we would have.
No, I'm trying to. Yeah. Right.
This is the future.
I think, yeah, there's something. Love her.
They got trouble with that.
Someone had to get some t-shirts and hats. They make them maybe.
I think you're not.
We all get around together.
My father was stupid, yes, cowboy.
So where.
The hunter rifle. That's all she wants to wear, yellow.
Well, there was a short thing, but it's just on, this is more exciting.
You let her?
Whereas the other, is short. That's gonna be the Irish show. The small town Irish show. See, you never think.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh, yeah. She's studying abroad. Yeah, it's just. So every day after.
There's your excuse. You got it.
No.
I'm gonna try to get obsessed with her this year.
I don't see one here. I'm just bigger. The show is ready. And
I was there. I think about some of my favorite trips and think about how long ago this was.
That would have been easy to and it's still pretty nice.
But it makes us
Everybody that was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you kind of like my sister.
Like my boss, yeah. Then. My son is in there. I am.
We are major now.
Oh, okay. Ready to go?
No, but if you tell me. I'm happy to
Okay.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, it's states. Yeah.
Hey guys, Jason's voice is not working efficiently today, so our guest speaker is here, and we'll just let her introduce herself.
Yes, well, first of all, hello, everyone. I apologize. I'm coming all the way from New York. And I thought we had traffic, but Atlanta. It was a long drive from New York. But yes, I've never seen cars just not move because there was a accident. I was like, wow, this is interesting. But very happy I made it. And so happy you guys all stuck around and happy to share more about Black Sisters in STEM and who I am as well. It's a little cold, so I'm gonna keep my coat on. But my name is Diana Wilson, and I am on a mission to build the world's largest talent marketplace of Black college women in STEM careers. I'm a first generation low income student born in Newark, New Jersey. Yeah. As much as I love my hometown, it is also in one of the top 10 worst cities in America, and top 3 typically for gun violence. This is where I grew up. And so wanting to leave Newark and wanting to change the scenario of my family and our story, I figured the only way I could do that was through education. I come from an immigrant family where it was get your degree and get your degree. You had no other option. And so I said, okay, if I have to get my degree, and I don't have any money to pay for it, how will I leave my university with a role where I can get money? Finance, right? Everybody makes money in finance. Wall Street, that's where the money is. And so I was able to start manifesting my dreams of changing my family's story and narrative by getting into the University of Virginia on a full ride as a Bill and Melinda Gates Scholar. And moreover, with over $100,000 in extra scholarships. And so I was hyped. This young Black girl was going to UVA, at the time, the #1 public university in America, for free. Actually, I was paid to go there. With all of my additional scholarships, I had more money that they gave me every semester just so that I could stay afloat at. And when I got there, I took that opportunity like it was the only opportunity I was gonna get in my life. And I ran with it. I made friends with all of the undergraduate business school deans. I made friends with other Black women who were seniors in the undergraduate school. And all of this was able to earn me the Standout First Year Award. Next slide. But I soon struggled because I was alone. I went from a star student to failing my class. I started to believe that I did not belong. As one of only 3 Black people in the entire undergraduate school, I didn't feel like it was supposed to be my destiny. And I was the only one out of state out of all the 3 Black people. And so I always felt like the other. And that imposter syndrome really ate at me. And so I dropped out of my finance major. And I went into study women, gender, sexuality studies, and sociology then. And if it wasn't for a group of Black women who were more senior than I, who I had made friends with, who saw me when I didn't see myself, I would not be standing here today. They told me that the same energy you came into this school with is the same energy you're gonna leave with. And so they basically dragged me along the road of success to help me gain internships at PwC my first year, McKinsey & Company my second year, JP Morgan Chase my third year, and ultimately land at Google full-time after university. But my story shouldn't be the exception. Next slide. The problem is that the same year I dropped out my sophomore year is the same year that almost 50% of Black women drop out of their STEM major. Most of them going into majors that they quote unquote fit in or think that they would excel because they have no standard or reference point to tell them that they can. But Black Sisters in STEM is really clearing the path for women who look like me. I created this organization to make sure that the boundaries and the hurdles that really kept me from the success that I easily could have had do not repeat themselves. It is really sad that 50% of any population could enter in something but leave prematurely. That means half of them basically leave by their sophomore year. And so when I started this journey, I wanted it to be global. I am Ghanaian American, and I wanted to reach Ghana, Atlanta, Lagos, Nigeria, Cape Town, South Africa, London, and I was able to do that. And when I started my program, I just started it as an in-person programmatic program that I was doing across the world. And little did I know, the impact and the story and the help that we were able to give other Black women led us to build a community of over 7,000 women representing 24 countries, 16 of them being on the continent of Africa. And one of our best stories that I love to share is Tamisha. Tamisha is someone who gave up on her dreams. She came into a room like this and told her dream. Sorry. And they laughed at her. And the laughter that she received caused her to give up on her dream.
Building out a donut shop downstairs.
I love it, but that's necessary though.
Yeah.
We provided her with project-based learning, allowing her to do over 150 hours of coding practicals that led to 4 projects that she built in her portfolio. We connected her with a community of sisters. STEM is not just hard because it's hard, but it's hard because a lot of times we do it alone. But everything that you can do in community, what happens? It gets easier. Next slide. And she even was able to graduate not only from our program, but through our partners, able to get a scholarship from Google to complete her degree at one of the top universities, tech universities in Africa called Ashesi University. And so Tamisha is an example of what we are trying to do globally for millions of Black women who are hungry for the support. And how we are doing this in the next phase is actually through our technology platform. We believe that the future of work and the future of helping populations like ours is not just having one-on-one sessions, mentorship sessions, and things that are very ad hoc and programmatic, but really putting it into a platform that they can assess at any time. As you can imagine, women on the continent of Africa and women even in the US, not all of them are tech enabled. Not all of them have internet in their homes. So when they have internet, it's because they walked somewhere to get it. And so they don't have access to train or learn at any time as you may. And so by having it on a technology platform, they can plan around their studies. They can plan around how they access our information. And they can plan to get all of the goodness of our organization, our programs, our content on demand. So much like LinkedIn, we have a very social aspect of our organization and of our platform. They talk about things like, what does it mean to wear your hair naturally for an interview? How do I do that? What does it mean to be a Black woman in the workplace? How can I lead but not come off as a stereotypical woman who seems very aggressive and not very likable, as we all know? And next slide. Culturally relevant content. We have here, as you can see, very, very technical content from everything from React, 101 of Python, cheat sheets that will help them complete their homework in their very STEM-focused courses, all the way to concepts that focus on them as a woman and as a human being. Next slide. And lastly, curated career opportunities. Wouldn't you love it if you would be able to put in your information, your desired goals, your GPA, and be matched to opportunities that would likely be best for you? We do that for our women, because not only are Black women systemically not having access to these opportunities, but even when they do have access, most of them do not know how to apply and to really win these opportunities. And so all of these opportunities come with a slew of our partners who have created mentors that would be able to mentor them through these opportunities. And so we try to make them a slam dunk for every role that they would like to get in, and really the creme de la creme when it comes to hiring college talent. And the beautiful thing about our team is that we are really for us, by us. Our team is all filled with all STEM folks, people who have their masters, PhDs, have gone to University of Oxford, worked at Google, have gone to McGill University, which is one of the top universities in Canada, and have worked at numerous of companies that we actually are placing our students at. And so we have a very big goal of reaching 100,000 women by the year 2026. We want to do this in support with people like yourself, to be able to reach the schools in Atlanta, to be able to reach the schools that we haven't been able to get to yet. And so with that being said, if you truly believe like I do, that brilliance is equally distributed, but opportunity is not, I invite you today to stand shoulder to shoulder with me and our organization to ensure that Black women aren't left behind. But even more than that, that Black women are given a seat at the table and the opportunity to be successful wherever they go. Thank you.
So I need to ask you, what can we as your community do for you?
Yeah.
Give us some marching orders.
Yes. So I heard a little bit about some of the people in the room. And number one, the first thing that we are trying to do is really overhaul our website. Our website has been something that we haven't put too much time and effort into because it's kind of static for us. And so when it comes to copywriting, graphic design, that is something we critically need in this organization, especially as you can all imagine, Giving Tuesday is coming up. And that is an international giving day, the largest international giving day for nonprofits, where over $1 billion is given and allocated to nonprofits across the world. And so our creative assets and our website are going to be huge in being able to bring people who may have never had a talk from me personally to understand what we're doing and to be able and willing to give. The second part of that is we are very much so looking for strategic help as we build out our platform and fundraise to do so. So we need to hire. I actually just left Google in June and started this in June. And we have had tremendous growth. I actually just came back from Dubai, and the Princess of Dubai actually awarded us with the most impactful initiative award for 2022. And so we have a lot going on, but we need a lot of money to continue what we have going on. And that is mostly around hiring our CTO who will manage our platform, hiring program managers who will manage our day-to-day and weekly programs that we have for our community, such as Black Girl Therapy or resume workshops and workshops with our partners. And so we're looking to hire about 4 people and really want to be able to sustain not only funding them, but at least a couple years out for them and myself as well. And the last one is really corporate partners. So our clients, if we were for profit, are basically corporations. Google, ServiceNow, Microsoft, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, those are our clients. Why? Because we serve as a talent agency for them, basically for diverse talent, but we also serve to help them meet their racial equity goals. If you follow the space a little bit, since the death of George Floyd, almost every major corporation has made a multi-$100 million commitment to racial justice. And most of that is around hiring and recruiting Black talent. And so we serve not only to help them on the recruiting side, but to help them on their social impact side with these commitments. And so if you are connected to these corporations, if you work at these corporations, we would love to get connected and plugged into those circles so that we can have conversations around what sponsorship and partnership looks like. Yeah, and then I was gonna say lastly, we just love support. We love visibility and we love our family and friends really going out of their way to share about us, talk about us, post about us. It seems really little and small, but really the most successful nonprofits are the ones with visibility. And you get visibility not just by posting yourself, but by people like yourself posting and network effects coming into play. Your network is not my network. Your network is not his network. And so just by a simple post that takes less than 2 minutes, we are able to reach new networks and have so much more visibility than we can even do on. So yeah.
Oh, you are solid.
Yeah.
And I am so thrilled that you came into. Thank you. So good.
Thank you so much.
So-
I'm
so
so honored and privileged to be here. I'm so extremely sorry I was late. But
We normally have 2 presenters. We
oh,
would have had somebody go before you, but
got
we,
it.
we used our time.
Oh, good.
It was
Did you
fine.
like that one?
We watched your
I
video.
love it. I love
We
it.
watched your video. It's great.
So I went down to try to get them to stop the construction. I don't know if it worked, but they said that they would call the head honcho, but
Oh.
I tried. That's why.
Thank you so
I
much.
didn't want you to think I was being disrespectful.
Oh, no. I knew you were
Because we
going
couldn't hear you with that racket.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
How did your parents end up out here?
So my mom and my dad both came at the respective ages of 19 and 21 on a university scholarship. So my mother went to seminary school and my dad went to school for math. So my dad is like a lover of math and forced us all to love math. And so that is why I was so excited to be a finance major because I just got math. Like I was one of those nerds in the math league. And so, yeah, and I would just always help people with math. I just thought it was like the most simple, easiest concept because unlike reading and writing, you actually had an answer that was concrete. And I thought that made more sense. And so I always just love math, talking about math, helping people with math. And so, yeah, it definitely trickled down for my parents.
And you're still at Google right now? You still there?
No, I left Google to run this full time.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
I missed that part.
Yeah, no worries. I left in June.
Wow.
Yeah, so fresh out.
You're still in New York?
Yes, Brooklyn.
So I know you, I don't know if Russ was in the room. You said you're from Newark. We're both from Jersey,
Oh, really? What part?
Woodbridge Township.
Oh, okay.
It's just about 20 minutes south of.
Yeah,
Newark.
you're not far off. I live in Sayreville. So yeah.
Awesome.
Man, as Jason said, man, you were super solid. It was worth the wait.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to
So,
hear that.
Man, I'm super proud of what you're doing. As a father of 3 Black girls, I'm excited that you're doing this, so keep going. I did have a question about the sort of the technology side you mentioned. Is this more so? It seems like you sort of been using like social media with sort of recruiting, and is that like the business model, or like is that already rolled out, or like are you guys just in the future sort of?
Yeah, so we're actually building it as we speak. So we have people on beta, so like our first couple of users in our community on it, but we haven't rolled it out to the entire community yet. And yes, our purpose was to make it the LinkedIn for Black college women in STEM. So as you see, LinkedIn is very social in the fact that you can post and you can DM people, but LinkedIn's purpose is really for you to hopefully get a job and also share what you're doing professionally. So having that recruiting side of it was also really critical for us, knowing that so many of our women need access and opportunities, need access to opportunities and understanding how to get there. So it's like, and then as you may know as well, LinkedIn has LinkedIn Learning. So LinkedIn Learning then provides the content you would need to hopefully connect you to the recruiters and that job that you need, and then also the social aspect to tell everyone what you're doing, content skills. And so that is the same way that we have built ourselves. And so our one-liners that we're the LinkedIn for Black colleges.
You know, I kind of LinkedIn went through my mind.
Yes. So it's very much so based off of that.
Okay, I have a question. Do you, are you typically focused on college or high school? College. So if I'm a college freshman and I'm struggling, how do I find it? How am I able to get to this if I'm struggling? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that is why visibility for us is such a big thing. We've really been blessed that over 86% of our community has come through referral.
Yeah. And
so we love that because that shows us that when we impact one Black woman, typically the way we work is we're gonna tell our other Black. So that has been like our MO. Outside of that, we've worked on using ads and partnerships with universities to get in front of as many freshmen as possible. But the sign-up process is pretty easy. It's more of like identification, information, certifying that you are in university and that you do identify as a Black woman. And then you get input into our online community. And from there, our online community has a list of our events. We have the community aspect. It has links to our knowledge center on Notion and everything. So you have, and including that, we send out weekly newsletters called The Plug. Okay. And so every week you get a weekly newsletter that would keep you updated if you are not currently like following. Yeah. And we also have new member orientation the first Saturday of every month. And so we make sure that all the women that join us and get connected to us, they really start getting onboarding to the family as soon as possible. Because what we see our women and our community as is really a family. Because if we can connect, you know, sometimes I think like, if you could connect the next Nobel Peace Prize winner with the next billionaire startup founder, with the next managing director at Bank of America, right? And this is where we truly believe our community is going, then it's going to be powerful as time even goes on. So we very much have like a sorority-like model, that the cohorts that are currently in college are the current active members of the sorority. But the people who have graduated are alumni of the sorority. But because if you tell me, oh, I'm in this sorority, and like, oh, I'm in this sorority, there's also that mutual connection that hopefully would provide access and support even beyond our community as we.
That's the point. Have you thought about high school seniors before they hit the struggle, getting to them before they start struggling as freshmen?
Yes, and so one of our biggest goals is we have created this entire scholarship program. And it's not just money, because being someone who has received a lot of scholarships, I realized that my scholarships were great to get me to UVA, but staying in UVA, they didn't really do anything for that. So we built an entire scholarship program that includes 4 years of support, mentorship, $20,000 scholarship, and we want to roll this out with our partners, right? So we want, like for example, Truist Foundation or Chick-fil-A to sponsor a batch of these $20,000 scholarships and support for these women for the 4 years, and we would basically take it from there. So we are trying to make sure that even before they get into college, they already know about us, have support in getting to college, and will continue the support once they get to their school.
So I see that you're the liaison between young professional women and the people you were saying big names, Truist, JP Morgan. Yeah, big names.
Yeah.
So are you also trying to build that clientele as well, the business side, like I don't know how to articulate, but like, are you trying to build that portfolio of jobs that they can choose from? So do you need help in that aspect as well?
Yes, absolutely. So we actually the reason why I felt comfortable to leave Google is because we did an accelerator. And this accelerator is basically like a sister organization to Y Combinator. And Y Combinator is arguably the largest startup accelerator in the world. And so our accelerator, though, only focuses on nonprofits, whereas Y Combinator is typically for-profit. And so they gave us a lot of access and support to some of these big clients like ServiceNow and HP and some of these companies that we're actually working with and building relationships with now, but we still want to continue to expand our portfolio, especially to startups.
Okay.
Yes, startups and other, I would say tier 2. We've really been kind of focused on tier 1, which is more of the Googles and the Amazons and the Goldman Sachs of the world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I do have a question. Are you looking for all kinds of professionals, I guess, so to speak? Do they have to be a part of the program, or could they be? Because you're saying like Google, you're talking about finance, could they be nurses? Could they be engineers? Could they be, are they very localized, their profession? And the reason I'm saying this is because my spouse is in a bioengineering company. They're like, usually one of the largest in the world, Illumina. And we've talked about this. I think we've had somebody come on the cup a while back and talk about diversity in the workplace. And I don't think they necessarily struggle with that, because I think they hire people who are qualified. I don't think it has anything to do with your race, creed, or whatever, because I've met many of his coworkers. But I am starting to see an influx of women engineers. And it would be nice to see a lot more women, Black engineers in this company. Like right now, his region, there's one, I know her name, she's Kiara, she lives in Memphis, she has a dog, she drives them out. It's like, I know everything about her, because when we all go to meet and go to dinner, she's that one girl, I talk to her, what's up, girl? So it would be nice to see more of her face. And this is such a great program to get them connected to a company like Luna. So are you guys interested in engineers, people like that?
Yeah, so absolutely. So I can definitely break down STEM, because STEM means so many things to some people. Some people, STEM means like doctors. Some people, STEM means like researchers.
Right.
But it actually means all of those things.
Okay.
So Tamisha that I shared before, she's actually at Johns Hopkins right now for biomedical engineering.
Okay.
And then we have people who, a lot of students who are computer science majors and are going into software engineering jobs and product management jobs at the typical tech firms. And then we also have what we call our finance daddies, who are going to places like Goldman Sachs and doing investment banking and sales and trading, right? Because STEM, typically STEM careers really run the gamut of those things. Even consulting at a place like McKinsey, there's so many engineers at McKinsey. People don't even really talk about that. There's so many finance majors at Mackenzie. And so we really run the gamut across a lot of those top firms. So your husband's firm is actually perfect because those firms typically hire a lot of engineers, which we do have, and hopefully we can help them get some more Black women.
Yeah, I think this would be great. I think they would definitely partner up with things like this. I'm saying it like I work there. But I just to know what the little that I do know is very big on diversity,
Yeah.
whether it's religion, creed, whoever you are, type of person you are, they, like I said, they hire on experience. And I think if they knew that there were more Black women interested in working with Illumina and having that kind of freedom that they offer. So, okay, I'll try my best to see that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I would love that.
Quick question, this is awesome. All your stuff is so beautiful. Have you had any success trying to get into some of the churches, particularly here in the South?
So funny.
And sharing this, I just think about moms and grandmas that are there that have kids graduating high school and headed to college, and it seems like a really right spot to.
Yeah. Funny enough, so I'm a pastor's kid. Both my parents are pastors. And so I don't know if that's why I didn't think about it, but
Running from the church.
But it came to me recently, earlier this year, someone was like, why aren't you in the churches? How am I not in churches? And yeah, so we actually, have you guys heard of Newburgh?
Yeah.
I live down the street.
Oh, well, I am actually, they're having their big career and community fair tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm actually one of the presenters there as well. And so, yes, and my pastor is actually, he actually just came to my church for my church anniversary like a couple months ago. So I'm very much so trying to strategize and understand how do I get into these churches? Because most churches aren't like Newburgh and have a big, community career fair and are really serious about the economic, they're serious, but may not have programs about economic development for their congregation. So I have to, because churches are so local,
Yeah.
So I'm trying to understand how to reach, such amazing churches because it's such a powerful tool, or even like sororities and Jack and Jill, things like that are critical to the Black experience. How do we get in contact with them? But I'm someone, I wasn't able to get to Jack and Jill because Jack and Jill has a kind of a monetary standpoint that you have to have. So I wasn't in Jack and Jill and I wasn't in any sorority. So I'm trying to find as an outsider how to get in. But if you have any connections to churches, let me know.
I know how to do this.
You do?
I know how to do it.
Oh, you do? The churches? Oh, perfect. We gotta talk this. Because I would love to get, this, and churches now have a really high focus because I think the congregation started really pushing, like, hey, the pastor is doing really well, but not everyone else is doing really well. What's going on? How can we support our entire congregation? And so I'm really excited about that because it makes it even easier for something like this to be accepted. And so I think the problem right now is access and communications with the churches, but really love that idea and really think it's gonna help us grow expeditionally. Yeah.
My mom's church.
Okay, please let us know so we can go there.
One of our cousins, like second or third one, was the treasurer for the AKA, like all of them. But I think she now, so I don't think she still does. Like, I don't think she still actively that, but that's what I'm saying. She would still have her connections in there.
Yeah, because we try to email them. The thing about the sororities,
It's tricky.
they're like, it's really tricky because they're so busy and they're also so internal.
And selective,
Yeah, so if I was an AKA, if I was a Delta,
They're-
it'd be super easy. But because I'm not, it's like, how can we
somebody-
trust
You need somebody.
in it? Yes, I need basically someone to walk me in like, hey, I'm an AKA and I'm very senior and I vouch for her. Exactly, and I haven't found that. So, yeah.
Oh. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Hi, Diane. My name is Jonathan Baker. I'm a strategist. I want to talk about the presentation a little bit. I don't know if you noticed. I love your story. Your story is awesome. I love that you are creating models for behavior. I know that psychological effective representation is incredibly important.
Yeah.
And if you see somebody else doing a thing, it's a lot easier to do that.
Yeah.
And this is essentially scaling, helping one of the most underserved communities in the world. So fucking awesome. I really love your use case with Tamisha. I love the visuals. I love kind of showing the efficacy of that. I found myself wanting to know more about Tamisha. Like I want to know who she is. I want to see a video of her like laughing or like you know shaking her hand while walking across the stage. Like I wanted to know more. And I also, when you were showing your visuals about where you came from, I also wanted all of that stuff. Like I wanted to see you at the kids, see you at Oregon or whatever. See these things are like having somebody being like, yeah, Diana's the shit, you know what I mean? Like this stuff like that. I want the efficacy of this because I'm trying to think of like what is the goal of this presentation, and at the very end, we get to the end and it's like call to action. I'm invested. How do I help you get to your end goal? And I know that is going to change depending on who you're presenting to. You're presenting to Chick-fil-A corporation representatives, of course, it's huge money, right? Like, but for us, it's like give me feedback, like when we get some information. So I want to see visuals, I want to see audio from these places and these awesome things that you're doing. Like I want to see you walking over Brooklyn Bridge, like looking at the skyline, like I made it. I did this shit. I'm at Google. Like, here's my first line supervisor at Google. You know, I want to see all of those things as part of your maybe 60 seconds or something. But like your story, super quick, and then we go into Black Sisters in STEM. One of the things, a few of the word choices you used, you said anything done in the community is easier. So easy to communicate. The efficacy of that applies to any community. And for this particular community, I think when you're saying it, I want a visual of all the people on your team. I want to see Tamisha and all the other individuals you mentioned. I want to see that community coherent, you know. And then you said this is amazing. Brilliance is equally distributed, but opportunity is now like that. I want to see a visual of opportunity not being equally distributed. Like I have tons of BLM footage from the shit in Atlanta, like on my phone because I went, and I want that. I want you to kick me in the nuts with that at the end. Give me that, like because that's what we're talking about. Like an efficacy of that. You've got us wrapped. You've got us in that mindset. Show us how it's not equally distributed. Then hit me with money. Help me solve this problem for these people. Like, because I think you have something awesome, and you have the connections to all of the people that can make it happen already. Like you're like McKinsey. I was at McKinsey. I'm like, holy shit, what? That's a terrible grinder of a place. Like. I have friends that went to McKinsey, went to Stanford, went to McKinsey. I'm like, no, like I'm gonna stay in Georgia. Like it's slower here. That place scares the shit out of me. Like, I want to know personally, like how was McKinsey?
Yeah, so I think it was a grinder. That's why I didn't. I love consulting. Like the work of consulting really meshed with my personality. And being able to strategize and focus on how to solve problems for companies in a way that would be impactful was amazing. But the culture of a place is so critical.
Yes.
And the culture was just this like very exclusionary, like we don't care about you, but we need you to do all this work. And it was just very interesting. And I didn't like that. And I didn't.
I want that. Like, I want to hear that. I want to hear how you felt that. Because people, like, I have an opinion about it. I've never been there.
but I've heard people talk about it. I know how exclusive it is, and I know what's coming out of that.
Mhm.
But the culture is exclusion. And you are now the figurehead of Black Sisters in STEM. If you're articulating that from your personal experience, that's extremely valuable for your target market. Like, how do we partner with Google and with these companies and make absolutely sure that we're creating a culture that is inclusionary because you actively experience it. Like, I'm seeing all the stamps on your thing and I'm like, it's no wonder you were falling off at UVA. I'm like, when you went, there's literally like no support. So when you're talking about building a mentorship program and talking to people, you're talking them off a cliff every day. You're like, no, baby, stay. Like, go to class. No, really, like, and having that support and understanding that, like, really being able to feel that's what you're doing. I see it when you're speaking, but I'm not seeing it in your presentation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, and I know your presentation is gonna be for different people.
Yeah.
So if like, I'm an investor, you're not gonna talk to me the way that you would talk to a first year freshman in college, who you're trying to get to sign up for this.
Mhm.
That's a completely different presentation. So my final note is gonna be, what is the goal of this presentation? And what is the call to action for this particular audience? And like, is there more than one of these presentations?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is our presentation to what we're pitching to like community events.
Okay.
So we have a different presentation for our like corporate partners, like you said, and different presentation for when we go to students and talk to like family people and stuff like that. And so I love to first of all, thank you for feedback. Really love it. Visuals are such, I'm happy you're a visual guy. I'm gonna have to be sending you so many emails. But visuals, I think, are some of the hardest things for nonprofits, but when you get it, you win. Right. So we're actively working on that because for me, I was in marketing at Google. So I know the power of visuals and content and graphics and everything. And I really don't feel like we're there yet. I feel like as a nonprofit, it's fine for what we have based off of the standard of nonprofits that I've seen. But where we're going and what I want to build, the visuals need to be so much more captivating.
Yeah.
Right. And so I totally 100% agree with all of that. I think right now it's really the capacity and the support to get some of these visuals and things together that as a nonprofit we don't have, and I would be happy to talk about how you can help us with that.
Sure.
But the goal of this presentation, and when I speak to community, is really to, number one, inform. We are really new, and so I think right now the season we're in is that we are not Black Girls Code yet, right? Like I think all of you guys know Black Girls Code. Everyone, yeah. So exactly. So when we come, we have to kind of show who we are and differentiate. So my first goal is to inform. And then my second goal is to understand, to make sure once you guys, I've informed you, to give you emotional connection. Because I want you to be like, she's powerful, this is powerful, wow. And then my last one would that emotional connection to hopefully allow you to do some internal reflection of how you can support. Because my hardest thing, I was literally talking to some of my mentors at my accelerator, like, because they told me you guys were gonna ask, how can we help? And I think that's one of the hardest questions for a nonprofit. Because honestly, we really need hands and we need money. Like for every nonprofit that is not Black Girls Code or at that level, it's always hands and money. Hands and money, hands and money, hands and money. And so everything else is nice to have. Everything else is like, oh, that's so nice. We're so happy you did that. But it really doesn't really make that much impact as if you were to say, okay, I'm a videographer. How can we get you back in Atlanta, get you at Spelman, get a video, hands. Then, or okay, I know my cousin works at the Truist Foundation, and I'm really gonna advocate for you and try to understand how the Truist can help you at this early stage, right? Hands and money, hands and money. Anything outside of that is like, we would love to receive it, but the impact that it's probably gonna make is not gonna be as far as those two things of hands and money. So I really find it hard to ask people like what to help me with, because I know sometimes it's really hard to do hands and money, right? Because you have a full-time job, you have, you may not be connected to money, and in that way that you could give it to us. And so, I always try to find ways around it, but I think that's like the conundrum. The conundrum is like what we actually need. A lot of times when you go to general community events, you might not always be able to get or ask for. And so, yeah.
I see. I think when I was making my comments, I'm conflating multiple videos, multiple presentations. Like I'm just telling you how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm not the investor. I'm just a dude who does video. Like, so I'm like, yeah, visuals. Like that's where my mind goes. But at the same time, I do think you being here physically, doing the presentation, the visuals and music and things like that, you are creating a place where you can ask for hands of money, even in a community event. Like you just articulated, you're like, we're a nonprofit, we need hands of money. And it's simple, like it's a simple ask. And I think if you ask, I mean, you might just give what you need. Because you're doing something that is extremely necessary and needed. Last comment, because I'm very verbose. Last thing, you mentioned yourself as the alternative to LinkedIn. And I would love to see Black girls failing on LinkedIn and succeeding on your platform. Because I know that that's occurring when you're articulating. And I would love to, because that now it's humanizing everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's effed up. Like, I don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Why on LinkedIn? Now we're like, LinkedIn, you know, like, you stupid, like, you know, so it's, and it also puts your platform like immediately to the top. And if you give me that juxtaposition, you give me the choice. Now I feel bad going on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. You know, having LinkedIn on-
One star.
No, yeah. Funny enough, our community, most of them don't even, like, they get introduced to LinkedIn through our community. Most of them don't even have LinkedIn profiles. And when those that do have very ineffective
The
LinkedIn.
perception that I don't belong on LinkedIn
Yep.
is the thing you're solving.
But it's like LinkedIn doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, you're like, and that's the entire thing. It's another skill set that you're parlaying.
Yeah.
You're like, no, honey, you need to be on LinkedIn.
You need
Get
to
on
be
LinkedIn. You gotta, you know what I mean? Like you need to do these things and then you're giving best practices from your own experience. Huge value.
So that's really good. That's really good. We're gonna put that in our presentation. Yeah. Thank you.
I actually need to bounce. Do you want me to just share with my experience with that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to seminary. Oh, I'm 42, but when I was 22, that was something that I did. I went to Pepperdine, and then I went to Fuller in Pasadena to work on my PhD. I'm in a different world now, and in a different life, but I remember those two. Finance, what you do, and this is what works now, and I'll tell you, what works now is better than what it used to. I would do a video of you giving a talk at your parents' church or your home church. Have a well done video, and then you're going to use that as you're going to throw that to church leaders where you want to speak, and you'll ask to speak in their Sunday school class. They're not going to say no when they see your video and they know you're legit, and they're not going to say no to your Sunday school class. So you decide based on your avatar what your son is. It going to be the older ladies, which is what he pointed out? Is it going to be who is that going to be? Most likely, they're going to also ask you to speak in front of the church. But if you ask to speak in front of the church, a lot of times the answer will be no because they don't know you. You see, but they're going to want to see it. They're going to want to see, is this woman crazy? Because they don't know. So what? So what? You go to church?
It's like crazy. That's why we didn't met for it, right? We're all supposed
So
to
they're not. You're going to have to show them proof before you ask. So like, if you're a pastor of a church And what was your last name?
Wilson.
Wilson. So, Ms. Wilson, I'm so-and-so, I'm doing this. Wanted to see if there's an opportunity to speak at a Sunday school class. I have a video of me speaking at a couple of churches that I can send you. And I would have it on YouTube to where it can just be a simple, it doesn't have to be some kind of file share. It can be on YouTube and I would make it public. Because you never know who's going to discover you, right? And then I would send them that YouTube link. And the pastor might be, if it's a really, really large church, it's going to be hard to get into him. But he's going to have a secretary or he's going to have an associate pastor that handles the stuff that he doesn't have time to. And then that's going to be, and that strategy will work.
Okay.
Like there'll be other things you can try, but that's the one that will be full.
Yeah.
And you might still get some no's, but you're going to get more yeses.
Yeses.
Yeah, definitely. Is that good?
No, that's.
All right, I'll give you my cell phone.
Yeah, I would love
I
that.
have something even better for that, piggyback.
Yeah.
Can't talk. If you go directly to the youth pastors and the youth ministers, they are always looking for something for youth, especially in
Campus
education.
ministry,
Yeah.
college,
They are
yeah.
always looking for seminars, they're always looking
That's
for
true, too.
ideas. You go straight to
Yeah.
that youth pastor, the
And,
youth
uh,
development department.
Call it also like campus Christian ministries, like, I don't know what,
One way and.
you know what I'm talking
You
about,
go-
the campus ministries and the campus.
And
I
the
think that's a
youth,
good
you go
idea.
directly to the youth pastor, and if you already have something already set up, all you have to do is just implement it in, you are in there. They don't have to do nothing but bring their
Oh,
kids.
yeah, I was like, no, I am so sorry, and just,
No
you know, I'm warning you. I took some video, and for every single slide, I gave you a couple options, pictures,
I know.
of you're sitting.
I love it.
So you've got a few things to go through.
Yes, that's
I'm the person you back and take the picture.
No, yes.
I'm that friend that's like, the squat.
That's myself.
Thank you
If I
so
can-
much.
There, you know, I got questions, holler. But
Absolutely.
yeah, that's super exciting. I've been to Liberia.
Oh, really?
So
Have you
I'm
done a
Ghana.
business trip there?
No, it was humanitarian.
Oh,
But,
awesome. We
yeah,
gotta
you
get you
got
to
great
Ghana, because my
Yeah.
family is very, I come from a missionary family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But yeah, you've been in Brooklyn. I mean, I hear Brooklyn's exciting these days. Like it's like a cool place to be. But yeah, if I can do anything, and if I can do something.
Brooklyn's overhyped. But thank you. Yeah, I would love to get. I already have, so you stand for.
All right. If everyone wants to just wave, we'll sign off. Ciao.